Aline, fica ali naquele canto ali. Vai! Pode! Eu vou aí.
Ó, vai.
Aline!
Olha lá.
Aline, eu vou... A Nani vai embora amanhã, filha.
Vai buscar taça com porque aí...
Foi enterrado hoje no Rio de Janeiro o advogado criminalista Evaristo de Moraes Filho, um dos mais importantes do país. Ele tinha 63 anos e morreu ontem à noite de insuficiência renal. Durante 43 anos de profissão, Evaristo de Moraes Filho atuou em algumas causas polêmicas. Ele defendeu o ex-presidente Fernando...
Nani! Hoje o shopping no ar.
Não, você não entende nada. Vão as duas brincar. Ó, Fabiana, vai você então ali.
Ah, vamos pra brigar. Não, olha só, a primeira vez que estão brigando, viu?
A primeira vez eu brincou o tempo todo, viu, Luciana?
Isso é entre tapas e beijo.
Enquanto se disser que não haverá liberação dos presos, ontem centenas de peruanos comemoraram uma marcha pela liberação.
Não, Fabiana, não empurra ela com o pé, não. Tadinha.
Ó, o papai quer que vocês vão buscar. Deixa a mamãe pegar.
Mãe, pega a Gabi aqui, mãe.
Vou pegar.
Rapidinho, rapidinho.
Rapidinho.
Que isso?
Oh, meu Deus, tem que ficar a mamãe.
Is right. I've done all that. I've imagined, I hope, when I've walked the course during those 3 times, everything that could go wrong so that you know what to do when it does.
In 1979, Lucinda met David Green, himself a champion eventer from Australia. They were married in December 1981.
He's a much stronger rider than me, and he's got a much more natural ability. He doesn't have to work, he didn't have to work as hard as I did. He's got what is called an eye for a stride. He knows if he's going to be in the right spot to take off the fence or not from a long way back, and I don't. Sometimes I know, sometimes it's a big surprise. So he's got a lot over me, but equally, I'm always glad that I didn't have so much natural ability to start with, because it made me get stuck in from a very early age, much, much harder, because it was so much more difficult.
Lucinda has won badminton 6 times, a world record. She missed the Moscow Olympics because of the boycott and failed to make Seoul because of the unavailability of Regal Realm and Mins Lincoln's inexperience. Although she is currently expecting her 2nd child, horses still seem to dominate her life.
If the right horse is there, it motivates you. And I think this is what's been lacking since I retired Regal Realm at the end of last year. I knew that I was in for the dark ages, as I call them, a dark time, because I knew there was nothing that could take his place. And therefore, you can't expect a 7th and an 8th and a 9th to come. You're going to have to wait for it. You're going to have to work for it. And I fully expect he may never come again, in which case you will never hear of me again. But I'm sort of out there with an eye to hoping that maybe we might get one more shot, because 7 is my lucky number.
Quem era o técnico brasileiro na Copa de 78? Rubens Minelli, Cláudio Coutinho ou Tele Santana? Sport TV revela o perfil dos grandes ídolos do esporte. De corpo inteiro dos melhores atletas da história. Sport Race, toda quarta, meia-noite, no seu canal Campeão. Toda quinta ele faz uma bela jogada na sua grande área. Crônicas,
poesias, matérias especiais e toda a habilidade do mestre das palavras em entrevistas exclusivas. Esporte Real, com Armando Nogueira e Renata Cordeiro. Toda quinta, 9 da noite. Reapresentação, 1 da manhã e no sábado, 2:30 da tarde, no seu canal Campeão.
Apoio Real Visa. Cliente Real Visa é sócio do clube de super vantagens. Quem era o técnico brasileiro na Copa de 78? Cláudio Coutinho.
Quer ver como o WWF resolve essa disputa? Pondo o homem de mãos dadas com a natureza.
Hoje o nosso convidado é o economista que acaba de ganhar o prêmio Nobel, o professor Dr. Rosenblum.
Blim? Isso não é importante. É importante que o Banco Real dá 10 dias sem juros no cheque especial.
Só o Banco Real tem Real Master.
No Sport TV você tem livre acesso aos bastidores do Ultimate Fighting 12. A preparação do brasileiro Vitor Belfort para estrear no Octagon. E ainda entrevistas exclusivas com grandes guerreiros do Vale Tudo. Sport TV Especial, Passando a Guarda. Nesta segunda, 10 da noite, no seu canal Campeão. Ultimate Fighting. Apoio Bad Boy, a marca 100% Sport.
Amidst a torrent of controversy that runs deeper than Niagara Falls, it's the Ultimate Fighting Championship. On the line, the heavyweight title between undefeated Mark the Hammer Coleman, a two-time UFC champion who's 5-0 in the Octagon, and Dan the Beast Severn, winner of UFC 5 and Ultimate 95. Also tonight, two separate tournaments, the heavyweight division and the lightweight division for guys under 200 pounds. Get ready for the most intense mixed martial arts contest on the planet. Judgment Day has arrived.
Dothan, Alabama, settled in 1830 by 9 families who moved to southeast Alabama to harvest pine timber. Incorporated in 1885, it was recently voted the #1 place to live in Alabama, and at one time was considered the peanut capital of the world. And welcome live to the Dothan Civic Center, which opened in 1975 and serves as the main event center for the Houston County area. It has hosted concerts, boxing, basketball, and tonight welcomes the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Hello again, everyone. I'm Bruce Beck. Welcome to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and this is Judgment Day. And what a spectacular matchup we have for you. Mark Coleman, the winner of UFC 10 and 11, undefeated in the Octagon with a record of 5-0 against Dan Severn, UFC 5 champion, the winner of the Ultimate in 1995. So it is clearly a case of the Hammer versus the Beast. Also tonight, a new wrinkle for the Ultimate Fighting Championship, two separate tournaments. There's the heavyweight tournament for fighters 200 pounds and greater, and the lightweight tournament for fighters 199 pounds or less. So the little man is back, and so is the Beast. My broadcast partner, the 1984 Olympic gold medalist, Greco-Roman Wrestling Super Heavyweight Division, Jeff Blatnick. And Jeff, what a matchup in the Heavyweight Championship.
Well, without a doubt, two master wrestlers. Coleman, a 1992 Olympic wrestler in Barcelona. Dan Severn finished second in the Olympic trials. Both All-Americans in college. Look for that to be a very strong grappling match. Striking goes to Coleman, but I give the edge in finesse Russian wrestling to 7.
Jeff, your thoughts on the two separate tournaments, the lightweights and the heavyweights?
Well, I think having 2 weight classes is a great move for the UFC. You are going to see a tremendous amount of smaller competitors come in to showcase their skills. And when it comes down to a bout between equally skilled athletes, usually the body, the physical training makes the difference. In that way, more weight certainly could give you an advantage.
Well, this place is rocking right now. Let's take a look at the lightweight division for tonight's championship. Newcomer Rainy Martinez, a combination wrestler, boxer, kickboxer, meets submission fighter Jerry Bolander, who roars out of the lion's den. Then Walib Ismail, a Vale Tudo stylist from Brazil, who's 5-0 in reality combat competition, battles one of Pancrace's wildest fighters, Yoshiki Takahashi. Then in the heavyweight tournament, North American heavyweight kickboxing champion Jim Mullen meets the pitbull Scott Ferrozzo, who defeated Tank Abbott in the semifinals of UFC 11. In the bottom of the bracket, 2 talents, newcomers slugging it out for the first time. Submission fighter Trey Telligman squares off with a Carlson Gracie disciple, Victor Belfort, a 4-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. And in the main event, the battle for the heavyweight championship, Dan Severn, 9-2 in the octagon. Only 2 losses to Shamrock and Gracie, takes on Mark Coleman, who was a winner in UFC 10 and 11, undefeated in the UFC. Now the third member of our broadcast team, a member of NBC's sitcom News Radio, and a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Right now, let's go to Joe Rogan.
Thanks, Bruce. I'm back here right now backstage. I'll be interviewing the fighters as they come out of the octagon, and I'll also be previewing the fights, the final fights in each weight division. I'll be talking to the fighters. We'll find out who's injured, who's going to be able to continue, and who's going to go in if we need an alternate. Anything we need to know, as soon as I find out, you'll know. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. Our judges tonight include a couple of outstanding men in the martial arts community. Curtis Shearer, a Sambo World Masters champion and a highly respected freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling official. Jeff Mullen, a former pro kickboxer who now owns Mid-South Karate, where he teaches self-defense at the University of Memphis. And Michael DePasquale, a world-renowned jiu-jitsu expert, publisher and editor of Karate International magazine, and the creator of America Online's martial arts worldwide network. And Michael, you are online right now.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and I hope everybody's going to have a good time tonight. If you want to get online, just keyword MAW if you're already on the America Online Martial Art Worldwide Network. If not, you can, if you're in the site itself, you can go into the entertainment division of it. We have a lot of message boards there. Just look under UFC, and you have plenty of room to make as many messages as you'd like. So enjoy the Martial Art Worldwide Network and get ready to rumble.
All right, Michael, we're looking forward to sharing the evening with you. Now, here are the laws of the octagon. No biting, no eye gouging, no fish hooking. The referee has the authority to restart the bout if there is a lack of action. No rounds, but a 12-minute time limit with 1 3-minute overtime in the semis and finals of the tournament. A 15-minute time limit with 2 3-minute overtimes in the heavyweight championship. Here are the ways to win a fight: by knockout, by submission, if the corner throws in a towel, if the referee stops the contest because a fighter cannot intelligently defend himself, by disqualification, or if time expires, 3 judges render a decision. And throughout the evening, we'll have special experts joining us here in the booth. And right now, a man who's known as the master of the octagon, 2-time super fight champion, Ken Shamrock. And Ken, nice to have you with us.
Hey, you know, it's great to be here. You know, you hear this crowd get up in an uproar. You know, it just kind of, it lights, you just gets your adrenaline flowing and gets you ready for this. It's going to be a great fight tonight.
Coleman and Severn, your thoughts?
This is going to be a tough one because they both have experience in the ring. I think Severn's got more experience. I think Severn's in better shape. So I would have to give the edge to Severn. I think it's going to be a really good fight, and it's going to be touch and go either way. But if I was going to have to pick one, I'd have to go with Severn.
All right, Ken, it's going to be good to hear your thoughts throughout the evening, and we're just about set to go with the double tournament format here in Dothan, Alabama, and also, of course, later tonight, the heavyweight championship. So let's take a look at our opening bout of the evening, and we open up with Jerry Bolander against Rainy Martinez. We essentially start with 4 in each tournament. This would be then a semifinal bout.
My game plan is to fight my fight, not their fight. So they're going to have to do what I want them to do. That's what I plan to do. And if they want to go to the mat, then we're going to have to stand up. If they want to stand up, then we'll go to the mat. But we're going to do the opposite of what they want to do.
Here we go, Rainy Martinez making his debut in the octagon. He's from Tucson, Arizona. And he's got experience in boxing, kickboxing, and judo recently, and wrestling as well. A successful amateur wrestler, the Arizona State Wrestling Champion 1980 and 1981. He went into the Navy, became involved in boxing and more martial arts studies.
Well, Rainy Martinez comes from a wrestling background. He is a grappler. He likes takedowns. He will shoot. He's good on the mat. He was an Arizona State high school champion in 1980 and 81, and 9-0 as an amateur kickboxer, so he does have some striking ability.
Jerry Bolander is his opponent. He's more prepared this time because of his experiences in the octagon. And there's a look at Jerry Bolander, who comes into the UFC with a 2-1 record overall, a UFC 8 semifinalist, and he feels ready with his experience.
I'm more advanced in everything I do now. I mean, when I went in there the first time, I only had basic skills. I knew the basic submissions. I did have good conditioning, but I couldn't stand up and fight. I was smaller. But now I guess I'm a lot better at my submission. I'm still a good wrestler. I can stand up and fight with somebody, and I can make my body work the way I want it to work now. Whereas before I was kind of still in a feeling out process. My body wasn't as coordinated as it is now.
He's got a win over Scott Barroso and Fabio Gurgel, and a loss to Gary Big Daddy Goodrich. Jerry Bolander, 2-1, coming out of the Lion's Den. And Ken Shamrock, you know Bolander well. You've worked with him throughout the last couple of years. What do you like about him?
Well, you know, Jerry has a big heart, and he really works hard in his training, so I think his